Okay, we're going to go over introduction to point slope equations. Okay, basically this is when you have the slope and a point, and there is also another way to solve besides filling them in to slope intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Okay, when we have y equals mx plus b, okay, m was our slope, right? B was our y-intercept. Right? So we would need, okay, we would basically have everything but the y-intercept, the x, the y, and the slope. Right? So you could fill those in, solve for b, fill the b back in. We went over that, okay? But there's another way to solve, a quicker way to solve. And that's going to be the point slope form. Okay, point slope form, it's right up here. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So when we're looking at equations, okay, an example of when we would use this would be when we're giving the point and the slope. So if they gave us like 2, 5, they said the line runs through 2, 5, and the slope, the m, was 1/2. Okay? They gave us point and a slope. The quickest equation to use would be point slope form. If they gave you the slope and y-intercept, the quickest form would be slope intercept form. So really, these are just two different equations we can use. Okay, they'll give us the same equation. We're going to get to the same place. It's just depending on what you have, it'll make it quicker to use one or the other. Alright, so an example of this. Okay, I want you to write this down. It says that we're given that the slope is 3 and the point is 3, 2, and then I wrote down the equation. So I want you to write that down, and then we're going to go over it. Okay, so it says slope is 3, so I know that my m is equal to 3. And my point, I'm going to label it my x1, y1. So I'm going to have y minus y1, which is 2, very good, equals m, which is 3, times x minus 3, good. Okay, I want to get this solved for y. I want to get y equals mx plus b form. So what's the first thing I need to do? Multiply, or what's the other word we use? Distribute, very good. But basically we're multiplying. So I'm going to just copy this side down. Y minus 2 equals 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 3? Negative 9, good. Now what? Add 9 or add 2? I'm trying to get y by itself. Add 2. So that's going to give me a 0 pair here. I have y equals 3x minus 7. Very good. So that is my equation. Okay, here's the next one. Copy it down. Okay, how do I fill this in?
Y
y minus, this is x1, y1. Is it positive 2 or negative 2?
Negative 2.
So y minus negative 2, right? Equals 5 halves times x
Equals
minus 4. Good. Okay, so over here I have y minus negative. What is that? Two negatives that are multiplying is a positive. Good. Equals, I've got to distribute. 5 halves times x is 5 halves x. 5 times negative 4. What is it?
10.
Very good, negative 10. Then to solve for y, very good, minus 2. So this is a 0 pair. So I have y equals 5 halves x minus 12. Good. Does anybody have any questions on this? So all you have to do, you're given the point and a slope, all you have to do is fill it in and solve. Okay, third problem. Copy it. Okay, let's think about something. If slope is 0, is this going to be a horizontal or a vertical line? Is it going to be a function or not a function?
No.
It's not a function?
It's 0.
0 slope. Look at the face. Remember? This is a what? Is this a function, this 0 slope? Yeah. Okay? If it's positive, negative, 0, as long as it's a number, is 0 a number? Yeah. If 0 is a number, it's going to be a function. Okay? What's the only time it's not going to be a function? Its slope is what? Undefined, because undefined numbers, okay, they're not really numbers. Alright? So that's not going to work. So let's fill it in. Y minus negative 3. Good. So you have x1, y1 equals 0 x. Very good. Okay, let's simplify. Y minus negative 3 is? Y plus 3. Good. Equals 0 times plus 2. Now, 0 times anything is what? 0. Does it matter how many things are in there? What is the right side going to be? 0. So I have y plus 3 equals 0. Now what?
You subtract 3.
Subtract 3. So y equals negative 3. If I had to graph it, what would I do? Y equals negative 3. We know it's a function. We know it has a 0 slope, so it's going to look like this.
So it will be. Yeah, that's straight
Go up to negative 3. Down to negative 3. Good. 1, 2, 3, negative 3. And we're going to have a horizontal line there at negative 3. That's what that would look like. Okay, and since our equation does not have an x, we know the number in front of x was 0, which was a 0 slope. Right? Okay, and for the fourth one, I want you to copy this down and try and work it out on your own, and then we're going to go over it. Okay, so let's fill this in. What should I have?
Y minus 1 equals 2x.
X minus 1/2. Then I need to distribute. So I have y minus 1 equals
2x
minus 1. Good. Then
u
plus 1. So I've got y equals 2x. Right? Now I want you to pay attention to something. This 2, this slope, right? mx plus b. So my m is 2. What was my m here? 2. Your slope's going to come out the same. Okay? It's just we're putting it in a different form. We're going to see where we start at. My starting point here was what? If I had mx plus b, this would be plus what? What number is back there? If there's not a number, what number was back there? 0. So my b was 0. So my starting point on my graph, so if I had a graph, right? My y-intercept, this is my y-intercept. This is my slope. My y-intercept is 0, right? My slope is 2. If I do rise over run, it's 2 over 1. So rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. You guys remember that? Okay, so I just want to point out that if they give you slope as 2, your final equation, your slope should be 2. If it's not, then you did something wrong. Okay, so check that. Make sure they're the same. And if we were to keep going, okay, so if I'm at x is 1/2, my y value is going to be 1. It's going to run through that point. Does everybody see what we're doing? Okay.